Nerds! 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 Come on, Lewis, let's go.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. Today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 controversial raunchy comedies.
Hate us because they ain't us.
Exactly. They hate us because they ain't us.
For this list, we'll be looking at comedies that attracted negative attention for their depraved tones and dirty-minded subject matter. Of course, that's also why they amassed legions of fans. Do you think these raunchy comedies warranted their controversy? Let us know in the comments.
Hey Mojoholics! For a chance to win cash prizes, play our live daily trivia challenges every day at 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern only at WatchMojo.com/play.
Number 10, American Pie. This all-American comedy, which ironically stars Canadian treasure Eugene Levy, tested the censors when it arrived at the 20th century's tail end.
Well, safer than a tube sock.
Before settling on the R-rated theatrical cut, the MPAA branded the movie with the NC-17 badge. The filmmakers modified the picture not once, not twice, not thrice, but is thrice a word? The point is that they went through 4 cuts before satisfying the censors.
It's got to be completely perfect. I want the right time, the right moment, the right place.
Vicky, it's not a space shuttle launch, it's sex.
The scene that ignited the most controversy was Jim's encounter with the titular pie. The MPAA finally agreed to an R rating on the condition that the number of thrusts into the pie be limited.
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
Decades later, the iconic pie scene feels pretty innocent, although the webcam sequence has received modern backlash from critics and cast members.
This is disgusting.
Number 9, Fritz the Cat. 2 years after Disney delivered the Aristocats, cinema-goers met a different breed of cat.
Hello, man. Everybody all busy studying for their goddamn exams and all? Hey, Buzz, how'd it go with that Dee Dee chick, huh? She got some bod, huh? You have to admit. Old Charlene isn't bad either, though, right? Like, wow.
Based on Robert Crumb's comic, an early reel of Fritz had distributor Warner Brothers up in arms, driving one person to leave the screening room. With WB wanting less sex and more bankable stars, Ralph Bakshi's film found a new home at Cinemation Industries. The animated feature still had to overcome its then unfounded X rating, which led some to believe it was XXX fare. Cinemation wore this edgy rating as a badge of honor, however.
We shall overcome!
One critic wrote, "There's something in Fritz the Cat to offend just about everyone over the age of 17. Yet this only helped Fritz to find an audience, guaranteeing raunchy animation was here to stay."
No. I've been up and down the 4 corners of this big old world. I've seen it all. I've done it all.
Gee.
Number 8, Revenge of the Nerds. Whenever people discuss the quintessential college comedies, Revenge of the Nerds is bound to ignite passionate feelings.
Well, let's get those nerds! 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 What are we waiting for?
The film remains beloved for its underdog story, memorable lines, and classic 80s tropes, complete with a musical climax. However, some struggle to get past how far the nerds take their revenge, most notably Lewis's deceptive encounter with Betty.
Hi, Betty.
A nerd? I'm not kissing a nerd.
You have to. I paid my money.
This scene has only grown more controversial with the Me Too movement. Even going back to 1984, a few critics called out the scene for what it is. While this wasn't their intention, the filmmakers have come to acknowledge the scene's uncomfortable nature.
You're that nerd.
Yeah.
God, you were wonderful.
Julie Montgomery, who played Betty, still feels that there's something charming about her character's dynamic with Lewis, although she admits the scene could have used one more beat. Number 7, Tropic Thunder.
Hell yeah! Ha! Hell yeah! Ha! That's how we all talk. We all talk like this, huh? Yes, sir. Ha! Yeah, get some crawfish and some ribs. Ha! Yeah! You're Australian. Be Australian.
Black and brownface have been considered taboo for decades, but it wasn't until recently that people started to realize just how widespread this practice has remained, even into the 21st century. Robert Downey Jr.'s performance as Kirk Lazarus became a go-to example. However, many have defended Tropic Thunder as the film that exposed Hollywood's habit of casting white actors as people of color, as well as the Academy's tendency to award such roles. This came full circle with Downey Jr. getting an Oscar nomination.
And why am I in this movie? Maybe I just knew I had to represent. Because they had one good part in for a black man, they gave it to Crocodile Dundee.
Pump your brakes, kid. That man's a national treasure.
Ben Stiller's Simple Jack also ignited protest, although the character can be seen as a savage takedown of problematic Oscar bait.
I'll see you tonight when I go to bed in my head movies. But this head movie makes my eyes rain.
Whether you consider the film offensive or a brutally honest portrait of showbiz, Stiller has two words: no apologies.
I don't believe you people.
What do you mean, you people?
Number 6, Pink Flamingos. John Waters is a titan of trash, demonstrating how tasteless filmmakers and auteurs can be one and the same. Pink Flamingos, starring Waters' mainstay, drag performer Divine, remains his most infamous outing, depicting just about every immoral act under the sun and where the sun don't shine.
A turd, Mama, a turd!
You could have said this. Ah, a turd. Oh, a turd. Oh, Babs.
You know those underground nightclubs where anything goes? This is the cinematic equivalent.
You sure are dressed up, Babs. She looks real pretty.
Oh, thank you, Cotton. Why, a girl can never tell who she might run into when she's downtown. Why, I'm all dressed up and ready to fall in love.
The film's fearless approach would get it banned across multiple provinces and even counties for a period. At the same time, Pink Flamingos was a cornerstone of the counterculture, reflecting a society eager to challenge the norm. Even decades later, it's still considered a staple of LGBTQ+ cinema and a beacon of rebellion.
Divine, are you a lesbian?
Yes, I have done everything.
It'll always have squeamish detractors, but as long as there's filth in the world, it'll have a fan base. Number 5, PORKY'S. Even when it came out, PORKY'S wasn't exactly a critical darling. Many found it misogynistic, the notorious shower scene being a key point of contention.
Don't be alarmed, girls. This is just your health department.
The film was even banned in Ireland, although this would be overturned in less than 20 days. Despite negative reviews, PORKY'S remains one of the highest grossing R-rated comedies of all time.
Oh, get him, brother! Broken headlight. That's a $50 fine in Seward County.
I got that right here.
Before his death, writer-director Bob Clark said that he would pull back a little if the film was remade today. Yet Clark argued that PORKY'S found a large audience because it tapped into something honest about college life, saying it was the most outrageous film of its kind, but it was the truth.
You're pulling the chain, Fred. The girl is a virgin. Yeah. And the Pope's Jewish.
Inappropriate for sure, but it's hard to imagine the future of sex comedies without PORKY'S. Number 4, Team America World Police. Matt Stone and Trey Parker essentially invited Iraq to ban the South Park movie. The real war, though, was between the creators and U.S. censors.
We don't know what all the fuss is about.
The fuss is about taking our citizens. It's about not censoring our art. It's about what's so goddamn funny?
With Team America, Stone and Parker saw another opportunity to have fun with the MPAA. The duo was nonetheless frustrated when they were met with an NC-17 rating.
You breaking my balls here, You breaking my balls.
In addition to the demise of Hans Blix, the MPAA took issue with the legendary puppet sex scene. Parker found this ridiculous, arguing that kids do this sort of thing with Barbie and Ken dolls. Regardless, the scene was tweaked no less than 9 times before attaining an R rating.
I can't help it. This just feels so right, and I don't want anything to mess it up.
North Korea also unsuccessfully requested that the Czech Republic ban the film, although Kim Jong-il's response could have been much worse.
It will be 9/11 times 2,356.
My God, that's... I don't even know what that is.
Nobody does.
Number 3, The Interview.
You want us to assassinate the leader of North Korea?
Yes.
What? 10 years after Team America made fun of Kim Jong-il, The Interview took aim at the fruit of his loins. Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg initially intended Kim Jong-il to be the subject of this dark satire. But with his death in 2011, they shifted their target to Kim Jong-un.
You know what's more destructive than a nuclear bomb? Words.
Following multiple delays and edits to satisfy North Korea, a group called Guardians of Peace hacked Sony Pictures. With further threats to attack cinemas, the film's wide theatrical run got axed, with most seeing it through streaming.
How many times can the US make the same mistake?
As many times as it takes.
In all honesty, the assassination premise probably led people to believe that The Interview was edgier than it was. In this day and age, though, folks don't need to see a film to be outraged.
They hate us because they ain't
Stop
us.
saying that.
Hate us because they ain't us.
They don't hate us because they ain't us. They don't hate us because they ain't us.
I'm used to it. They hate us because they ain't us.
Stop it. Don't say it again.
Number 2, Blazing Saddles.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Blazing Saddles is often the default answer when people bring up movies that couldn't be made today. The funny thing is, it probably couldn't have been made at any other point in history. It would have been too raunchy for an era under the authority of the Hays Code. You couldn't make light of the serious subject matter between the 50s and 60s when the civil rights movement was in full swing. Hollywood became increasingly PC from the 80s onward.
You've got to remember that these are just simple farmers. These are people of the land. The common clay of the New West. You know. Morons.
This isn't to say that Mel Brooks didn't clash with the studio over the film's content in the 70s. He did, and audiences voiced their criticisms as well. Blazing Saddles has nonetheless endured as a comedy classic that thankfully came out at just the right time.
Will I see you later?
Well, it all depends on how much vitamin E I can get my hands on.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Borat.
My name is Borat. I like you. I like sex. It's nice.
From Bruno to the Dictator, controversy is part of the package whenever Sacha Baron Cohen comes out with a new comedy. Nothing could prepare the world when Borat arrived in theaters, however.
Wow. It's like movie star at Dirty Harold. Yes. Come on and make my day.
This mockumentary was shocking for a variety of reasons, being heavily censored in some countries and banned in others. Ironically, the film perhaps caused the biggest uproar in the United States. In addition to villagers in Romania, several American participants pursued legal action against Cohen and company.
In Kazakhstan, it is illegal for more than 5 women to be in the same place, except for in brothel or in grave. In USA, many women meet in groups called the feminists. I find them more.
Beyond those featured in the film, various audiences took offense to the film's depiction of pretty much everyone. For all of his controversial antics, though, Cohen put a mirror up to the average American, reflecting an image arguably even more shocking than a naked wrestling match.
They film me travel across USA.
Okay. I don't know what you're saying, man! What? That's cool!
Let's get drunk!
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.